Excuse me? Excuse me? Charles? My name is on the list.
What list?
The DJ's list.
Miss Thing, there is no guest list tonight.
They'll bring some, I got a story to tell. They'll bring some, I got a story to tell. They'll bring some, I got a story to tell.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shelley Winter here. I got a story to tell. So if you were listening last night, for those of you who missed it last night, I talked about Angels Amongst Us and how excited I was because several people in my life, very close people in my life, Kevin Deutsch, my good friend, Latron, who told me I had to go. I had to go to this media row, right? And, big opportunity. And I agreed with them. And so I went. And I was very excited. You heard it in my voice last night. If you were listening, you would have heard it. I posted it on my social media. You could see it. The title of it is Angels Amongst Us. You could hear the excitement in my voice. And let me go back a little bit. Over the last, since this show started, right? I don't even know what year we're coming up on. A year? No, 2 years, right? We're coming up on 2 years in the summertime, right? And so since this show started, we have really grown our audience, at night. Like there are more and more people listening. And if you listen to the show, we've picked up advertisers on the show, very close advertisers and friends with all of them. Be the Younger You, ATL.com, virtualimaging.atl.com, D. Geller and Son, Butler Lexus, South Atlanta. And so we're growing, right? And we just added a new one, sleep apnea doctor. Be meeting with him, but he's just started. So we're succeeding. The show is growing. The show is growing, and because of you guys. And so that had me thinking last night, in my excitement, man, something big is going to happen. I can feel it. I can feel something. And it's already happening because I just told you it's already happening, but I felt a breakout. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what it means, but I felt a breakout coming. And that's why I was so excited. I was like, you know what? This is part of it. Getting an email from the Media Affairs Department of the White House saying, we want you, Shelley Winter, to come to Media Row in Washington, D.C. And so when they have these things, same thing happened with the inauguration. Right? You have to fill out a form, social, date of birth, full name, all that stuff, because Secret Service has to, approve you. So I filled out the form, sent it off, and got the email back saying, you're all clear, you're on the list, we'll see you Wednesday. And if you're looking at online, you'll see I have a 3-piece suit on. I went full Dapper Dan. 3-piece. With the pink shirt and a pink striped tie. Like this was a date for me. This was a date with a beautiful woman that I had been fiending for years. And she finally said yes. And I got the last night when I was shaving this shiny, beautiful, light-skinned bald head, I was so meticulous. Usually I just use my electric razor over it, put the hair grease on and leave the house. Last night I had the razor. I was looking in the mirror. Oh, missed a spot. I was going all in because I had this big date with this beautiful woman. And so I get on the plane. I didn't even sleep last night. I got off the air at 9, went over to AMAX, pulled the garbage down, which I do every Tuesday. Even though things are, a little rocky, even though things are a little unsteady, still do go pull down the garbage. Went home, and I couldn't sleep. I was too excited. And I was afraid to go to sleep because I didn't want to miss my flight because it started early in the morning. I said, what's the earliest I can be there? That's when you know you're excited. The event didn't start till 10, but I said, what's the earliest I can be there? They said, we'll be here at 8 o'clock in the morning. Perfect. I rolled up right there to the White House. They're doing construction in the front, as a matter of fact. And I rolled up, saw the Secret Service guys. I said to them, I said to a couple of them, hey, man, rest in peace, Hurricane, because, Hurricane, the most decorated canine dog in the White House history, passed away. So I told the Secret Service guys, I was like, hey, rest in peace, Hurricane. Know you guys were close. And they were like, oh, man, thanks. Good looking out. Nice guys, all of them. Beautiful human beings. The police outside the White House. They're not Secret Service, but they're policemen. They're very nice. Everybody's very nice. I get out front. They buzz me in to the security gate, Secret Service. And there's a bunch of guys out there, a couple, all radio guys from Philly and a guy from Milwaukee. I don't really remember names, but they do what I do all across the country. Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Kansas City, all across the country. We're all standing out there. And I walk up to the window. I'm talking to the guys. We all introduce each other, where we're from, what we do, what stations and all that, time slots, all that kind of stuff. It's talk radio stuff. I pass my passport underneath. Hey, here's my ID. Talking, yapping it up with the guys. And Secret Service says to me, Mr. Winter, your name's not on the list. And I'm still happy. I'm like, oh, okay. And so the guy, his name's Omar, great Secret Service, very nice guy, very nice man. He says to me, Mr. Winter, just call your contact and get it worked out. So I'm thinking, okay, yeah, they just send my name down because they know I'm here because they told me to come. And I stand there. He said, it's going to take about 10, 15 minutes. So it's freezing, by the way, 20 degrees. I can't feel my toes. When I'm talking, my mouth is barely moving because I'm so cold. So 10 minutes passes, 15 minutes pass, 20 minutes pass, nothing. He says, no, nothing's come. So he says, look, man, instead of standing out in the cold, go down to the Starbucks right there and wait. And at that point, I realized that my date may not be showing up. It's at that point that I was sitting in a cold restaurant waiting for my date, that I got all beautiful, that I got my three-piece suit on, that I had my questions typed out to talk to her and engage with her. I realized, uh-oh. There is no guest list tonight. It's nobody's fault, ladies and gentlemen. I went to D.C. I never got in. And it's nobody's fault because things happen. People say they sent the list never gets there, people miss a name, whatever. It's cool. I'm okay with it. I do want to say one thing. I can't say her name, but B, if you're listening, B, I apologize because I was outraged. Understand the emotions that I went through. I went through anger, where I was lashing out, cursing. That I went through this idea, this thought popped. This is the strongest thought, and you guys got to understand why I started with how the show has grown, because you guys have made it grow. You know what the biggest thought and the biggest concern that I had the whole entire morning after I realized when they said, hey, Mr. Winter, you're not going to get in today, sorry. Because that's when it was final, right? Up until that point, it was, oh, they're sending the name. But when they said, well, you're not going to get in today, it was final. I dropped. My shoulders slumped. My head dropped. I just was dejected. I almost started crying. I'll be completely honest with you. This grown man in his three-piece suit, wool overcoat, and Giants wool hat on his head almost started crying there. You know why? Not because I'll never be invited back. I'll go there. There'll be another event. I'll be back up there. No problem. Not worried about that. I'll get guests on the show from the administration. No problem. I'm not worried about that. You know why I almost started shedding tears in the middle of the street in 20-degree weather right in front of the White House? Because I thought of you, the audience. Because I told so many of you, tune in Wednesday. I've got a story to tell. And I didn't want to disappoint you guys. Honest to God, I didn't know, what do I tell my audience? I almost started lying. I almost started coming back and saying, hey, it was great. We're editing the interviews and we'll plan for you tomorrow. I almost thought about that. These are thoughts that went through my mind because I was so concerned. I did not want to let you guys down. But I was hurt. I really was. But I know it was nobody's fault. Things happen. You know how many VIP parties I've been to and they say, yeah, Shelly, you're on the list. You get there and they say, oh, we don't see your name. But a VIP party, the security guard will just say, oh, you're good. Go ahead. At the White House, that doesn't happen. Your name's not on the list. You're not getting in. Come back tomorrow. But all kind of crazy things went through my head. I thought maybe I'm on a terror watch list. Maybe that speeding ticket I got several years ago is still on my record. I didn't know. All these things popped in my head. But more than likely, 100% sure, it was just slipped through the cracks. So I never got in to the White House to do the media row. There'll be others. Not concerned about that. We're still going to be doing a show. Not mad. But I did lash out, and I do want to apologize from the very bottom of my heart to B, because she didn't deserve the vitriol that I gave her. But it was in the moment. I was hurt. I was cold. And I also had to think about that angel that said, hey, I'm going to buy your ticket, because that money's gone. The station can't give it back to me. The White House is not going to give it back to me. It's gone. Just gone. Poof. Like we have $600 to just poof for a flight. But I'm not mad. God's got control of this. Everything's going to be all right. But that's what happened, ladies and gentlemen. I never got in to the White House because my name wasn't on the list. The Shelly Winter Show. We'll be right back.